The health department said hospitals are ready to activate their surge capacity should a major earthquake like the big one occur. Secretary Ted Herbosa said each DOH hospital can expand its bed capacity by 10% to accommodate more patients if needed. The DepEd NCR earlier suspended face-to-face classes on October 13 and 14 to disinfect schools and conduct building inspections and earthquake drills. Meanwhile, the League of Cities of the Philippines has called on mayors to step up disaster preparedness. LCP President San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora said cities should be equipped with emergency vehicles and supplies for quicker response. And joining us now to talk more about this, we have San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora, who also serves as the president of the League of Cities of the Philippines. Good morning. Welcome back to Morning Matters.
Yes, good morning, Gretchen, and thank you for having me again in your program.
Okay, Mayor, we've faced major earthquakes going along different faults. Bukod nga po dun sa nangyari sa Bogo City na 6.9 at sa Davao na 7.4. Nakaranas rin po ng pagyanig dito nga po sa La Union along the Philippine Fault, 4.4, and in Zambales, the 5.1 earthquake going through the Manila Trench. What are experts telling you about the possibility of the big one happening here, which is predicted to be at 7.2 should it happen?
Yes, Gretchen, alam nyo, honestly, napakahirap talaga malaman kung kailan ba mangyari ang the big one. So ako, para sa akin, iba na talagang handa tayo because no one can really say, will it happen this year, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now? No one can really tell. Pero mabuti talaga na handa tayo. That's why, Gretchen, I have called on my fellow mayors all over the country for us to have continuous capacity building in disaster response and preparedness. Yung ating mga earthquake drills, wag nating mamaliitin, wag nating isiping alam na natin ang lahat. Mahalaga talaga na maging muscle memory sa atin. Ano ang dapat natin gawin, saan tayo pupunta ng mga evacuation sites. Yung duck cover and hold, wag nating isiping biro lang ito, dapat seryosohin natin siya because in the event of any earthquake, dapat alam natin anong gagawin. We must not panic, we must stay calm and collected. So iba talaga na meron tayong tamang kahandaan, tamang pagsasanay. We must always be informed and alert.
But have the experts somehow sounded the alarm with you mayors na kailangan na po talaga ito pagtuunan ng pansin? I mean, they've been talking about it every time an earthquake occurs, but this time, ano po yung tono ng mga experts natin?
Yung FIVOLS, actually, if you read about what FIVOLS has been saying, sinasabi nila hindi raw connected yung mga earthquakes. But ako, nagtataka, in the last so many years, ngayon lang naman tayo nakaranas ng sunod-sunod earthquakes na ganito kalalakas. So, even if you ask the people who have been dealing with disaster and emergency response, ngayon lang ako nakakita na in the last how many weeks? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Na sunod-sunod talaga at malalakas at iba-ibang bahagi ng ating bansa. So sa totoo lang, nakakatakot, very alarming. And we are seeing that these areas are those that surround Metro Manila. So again, wala talagang makakapagsabi kung kailan ito mangyari. Mabuti lang na handa talaga tayo.
But it has definitely heightened our sense of urgency when it comes to the big one. And speaking of that, how prepared are our cities in Metro Manila? Meron na po ba tayong previous assessment na ginawa? Kasi meron pong study back in 2003 over the impact, should it happen, conducted by JICA. Kamusta naman ang inyong pagsusuri dito nga po sa ating mga buildings, sa ating kahandaan ng mga ospital? What are you seeing here?
Gretchen, ito mahalaga ang ating Republic Act 10121, the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management Act of 2010. It is the law that strengthens our country's disaster management system, which mandates a comprehensive, all-hazard, multi-sectoral approach to disaster risk reduction and management. This shifts the response more focused now on prevention, mitigation, preparedness, and recovery. So hindi lang siya response, pre-disaster undertaking na siya. So ito yung dapat i-maximize natin, Gretchen, na bumili tayo ng mga sapat na kagamitan, mga emergency and rescue vehicles and equipment. Gamitin natin ang pondo nito for training, capacity building. So these are things that we have to do. Again, yung ating OBO, binanggit ko na rin sa ating pahayag, yung ating mga offices of the building official, kada LGU merong OBO, Gretchen. Dapat masigasig sila na nagsasagawa ng mga structural integrity audit, both sa public and private infrastructure. Meron din tayong National Building Code na sumasakop po sa atin na nakasaad po rito ang mga tungkulin ng mga building owners. So dapat beyond 15 years, kung ang iyong mga buildings, mga structures ay beyond 15 years, ay dapat ay i-recertify ito ng ating mga building officials. And if I may share also, dito po sa San Juan, meron po kaming joint undertaking with COICA, ito yung Korea International Cooperation Agency, kung saan sila po ay magsaset up sa San Juan ng 3 earthquake sensors. So, malaking bagay po ito kasi pag meron tayong ganito mga earthquake sensors, mas ma-detect natin kung meron ng movements within our area. So, again, let us maximize the Republic Act 10121. Ito ay naipasa ng 2010 para nga hindi natin ikagulat na lang kung biglang mangyari nga po ang big one. Dapat talagang handa po tayo.
Ibig sabihin may pondo po tayo pumapasok dito sa Republic Act 10121?
Yes, Gretchen, ang ibig sabihin yan, meron tayong tinatawag na CDRRMF pag tayo ay city. So, meron din PDRRMF kung tayo ay province. So, ito yung Disasters Reduction Management Fund. You can tap into this fund, Gretchen, for pre-disaster response and preparedness. So, hindi lang pondo na para masabi natin halimbawa may calamity na nagre-release ng calamity fund. Ito, even prior to the calamity or the disaster, you can really tap into this fund. So this should be maximized. Even the barangays, Gretchen, meron silang BDRRMF. So dapat na magamit dito ng tama.
And speaking of buying equipment, ano po kaya yung dapat bilhin na nagkukulang pa sa ngayon ng mga LGU?
Yes, Gretchen, I don't have with me now yung list ng mga equipment ng mga LGUs. But again, if I can talk about San Juan, meron tayong mga equipment for extrication. Kung sakaling mag-collapse ang isang gusali, dapat nakapag-extricate tayo ng mga mamamayan natin kung sakaling maipit ang ating mga vehicles that can respond, kung responde kung meron ng mga ganitong kalamidad, halimbawa yung earthquakes, and yung communication system. Kasi kung magkaroon na nga ng manawakang brownout o blackout, kinakailangan nakakapag-communicate pa rin tayo. So, meron tayong paraan through satellite technology to still be able to communicate even if the networks are down. So, again, I call on all my fellow mayors. Sabi ko naman po sa kanila, alam na nila ito, alam ko naman ginagawa na nila ito. Ito po ay munting paalala lamang na dapat patuloy tayong maging masigasig sa paghahanda. Hindi tayo pwedeng magkampante na masabi natin, alam na natin ang lahat. Tuloy-tuloy lang dapat ang pagsasanay natin.
You mentioned the need for capacity building programs. Ano po yung kailangan na kumbaga parang bukod dun sa structural integrity audit, ano pa po kaya yung maaring linya po dun to prepare the staff and officials as well as citizens?
Yes, we can also augment ourselves through the service programs, Gretchen, no? Mahalaga ang service program sa atin. Through the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we can join ang ating Army, Navy, and Air Force Reserves. Anong kahalagahan nito? When you say capacity building, kailangan yung pagsasana, yung kaalaman. We have warm bodies on the ground, Gretchen. Halimbawa, sa barangay level, ang ating mga traffic enforcers, ang ating mga barangay health workers, ang ating mga barangay tanod, pwede silang maging force multiplier. Even ordinary citizens, Gretchen, pwedeng sumali sa reservist program para nga kahit sila mismo, alam nila anong dapat gawin. No? For instance, in an office setting, pag meron tayo mga office employees na sumailalim sa mga capacity building programs, pwedeng sila maging lead kung sakaling magkaroon ng evacuation. Alam nila dapat kung saan dadalhin yung mga empleyado ng opisinang ito, makapag-vacate sila ng maayos. So, it is a combination of learning, it is a combination of proper education, and of course, yung enhancement ng ating mga facilities, ating mga equipment, ating mga emergency response vehicles.
Okay. If you were a resident of high-rise building or mid-rise building, minsan hindi po maiwasan na parang hindi niyo po alam anong gagawin, no? That feeling of helplessness over what you can do to control your environment or the place that you've already bought to as a living residence. Paano po kaya when you find questions in the structural integrity of the building, ano po ang pwedeng gawin dito to be able to retrofit? Wouldn't that cost a lot? And who would shoulder that cost? Is it immediately yung developer po or yung pinasahan na residents association?
Okay, Gretchen, una-una, since privately owned yung structure, hindi talaga pwedeng gastusan ng gobyerno yan. Because the government can only spend for government-owned properties. So magiging tungkulin talaga yan ng building owners o ng ating homeowners association depending on their current setup. Yun nga yung binanggit ko kanina under the building code, no, yung ating national building code. After 15 years, kinakailangan talaga ay magkaroon ng certification muli. So ito yung inaaral po ng San Juan. Ano yung pwede naming i-augment sa current national building code para siguraduhin nga na ang ating mga structures ay nasa-certify at kung sakaling gaya ng binanggit mo, Gretchen, no? Kinakailangan mag-retrofit. Kinakailangan paglaanan ito ng pansin ng ating homeowners association dahil para po yan sa kaligtasan ng lahat na nakatira po ron sa gusaling na banggit. So these are things that we can further study as local government units. Baka merong mga gaps dito sa ating National Building Code na pwedeng punuan ng mga local ordinances. This is something that we're currently reviewing. In fact, last Monday, during our executive legislative meeting with our city council and all our department heads and barangay officials, isa to sa mga pinag-usapan namin. No? Kasi nga baka merong mga gaps. Nag-utos na ako po sa ating Office of the Building Official to conduct structural integrity audits. At dapat equip sila with either a national law or a local law para yung enforcement mas maging maayos.
Dito po sa San Juan, ano po yung nakikita niyong hamon sa inyo kung sakasakaling mangyari po itong The Big One? Kung titignan po kasi natin, marami pong kabahayan. So, hindi naman po matataas yung mga building. Tama po ba? Along San Juan. And where can residents go? Is it an open field or an open space? Which areas are you preparing for that evacuation? And ano po mensahe po natin sa mga residente na anxious na po ngayon over these back-to-back earthquakes?
Yes, Gretchen, to answer your question, ang San Juan, mostly residential area talaga kami. No? Meron tayong areas such as in Barangay Green Hills, Barangay Little Baguio, Barangay Edition Hills. Merong mga high-rise buildings. Also in other barangays, meron tayong mga high-rise buildings din. But mostly mga residential areas nga po tayo. So, ang ating mga open spaces, ang ating unang dapat talagang bigyan ng pansin. So, for instance, here in San Juan, ang ating open spaces po, ang area ng pinaglabanan, o yan po ang isa sa mga pinakamalaking open space po natin. Ang ating mga schools, halimbawa, Xavier School, of course, meron football field po rito na malaki na pwedeng paglikasan. And in the Green Hills area, pagdating sa ating mga open parking lots, open parking spaces, yan ay pwedeng maging evacuation sites. So, we always have to determine ano yung pinakamalapit na open space na pwedeng paglikasan ng ating mga mamamayan. So, again, each city, iba-iba yan, Gretchen. Dapat talaga na-identify yan, dapat clearly naintindihan ng mga mamamayan. Kung sakali magkaroon ng lindol, dito sila pupunta. At dapat wag magpapanik, dapat alam ko anong gagawin. At pangalawa, sa inyong binanggit po, no? Alam ko po na sunod-sunod ang ating mga nagiging lindol sa ating bansa ngayon. In fact, even up to yesterday, meron pa rin. So, nakikita natin ng pattern na ang ating mga iba't ibang isla sa ating bansa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, lahat tinamahan na ng lindol. So, kailangan wag tayo magpapanik kung sakaling magkakaroon man ng lindol. Dapat ngayon pa lamang alamin na natin ano ang dapat nating gawin, saan tayo pupunta, at iba na yung handa tayo. No? So, ngayon pa lamang dapat maghanda na tayo. And I call on all local government units, even the private sector, Gretchen. For instance, kayo po sa inyong studio, dapat nagko-conduct din po kayo ng inyong mga earthquake drills. Alam din dapat ng mga kawani ninyo saan sila pupunta, saan din ang evacuation.
Tama, maganda pong paalala po yan. Ano. Meron din po ba kayong pag-go bag?
Yes, actually, Gretchen, a few months ago, we distributed emergency go bags to all our public school students, 12,500 emergency go bags po yan. We're in the process of procuring for our households, so ongoing na po ang prosesong yan. At ang mahalaga po, no, yung mga nilalaman ng go bag, dapat talaga ito yung kakailanganin kung sakali magkaroon ng lindol. But ito, in general, lindol, baha, ano bang emergency, kinakailangan talaga meron tayong emergency go bags. Again, a reminder to all local government units, we can tap into our local disaster risk reduction and management funds. So meron naman tayong pondong nakalaan dyan. But again, I just want to clarify, ang pondong yan, Gretchen, ay dependent sa annual budget ng ating mga local government units. Kasi it is a percentage of our budget. So, yung mga mas malalaking city, mas malaki ang kanilang mga
capacity.
pondo para dyan. No? Yes, correct. So that's something that people will have to understand because nakikita ko rin po, no, lahat naghahanap na yun ng emergency go bags. But you also have to consider, of course, yung income, yung revenue ng mga local government units po ninyo. Kasi dyan din nakabase ang computation kung magkano ang pondong mailalaan para dito.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong mga paalala. No? Siyempre, ang inyong paghahanda ay alinsunod din no? sa ibang mga ahensya, katulad na lang po ng DOH who is also looking at the structural integrity of our hospitals just in case the big one happens. And we do hope to be prepared for that. In the meantime, maraming salamat po for your reminders. We have San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora.
Thank you very much also, Gretchen.